and confront them and find solutions. How can we facilitate our difficulties, in your opinion? Yes, Mr. Hussein, yes, go ahead.
Of course,
Your
after
voice,
trying, teacher becomes less.
actually,
After
actually,
trying, teacher
your voice is not clear enough, Mr. Hussein. Please check the sounds in your computer. We are going to listen after that to Miss Reem. Miss Reem, yes, how can we facilitate
Okay,
our
my
problems? Yes, sure. Go ahead,
we
please.
can start, we can start by identifying the difficulty itself. Then we
Mm-hmm.
will think about it. Maybe we can
Yes,
ask for help or advice from someone, so they can help
yes,
us to facilitate and make it easier. Maybe
sure.
we should deal with this difficulty in a real way and a practical way, and not
Yes,
just sitting and saying this is difficult. We need to take a step to solve and
yes,
to make it easier and to be facilitated.
sure, sure. Thanks. Yes, Mr. Hussein, you have come back. Yes, can
I
you share
think
your ideas?
difficulties can be facilitated by asking for advice, also by trying. When you try,
Mhm.
feature becomes less. I think when you try, I think at the final try, there will be no feature.
Thanks a lot. Okay, before I
I
answer
think,
this
Miss
question,
Maisa,
yes, yes, Ms. Shayma, sure.
uh,
Go ahead.
we should at first know the main reasons for this difficulty or for this problem to
Yes,
know how to deal with it. Okay, and
yes.
to also study the circumstance around us and around the problem itself, and
Mhm.
try to find the solutions for this problem through asking
Yes,
anyone, through reading about searching on Google.
yes, trying
That's
to find solutions. Yes,
mm,
sure. Thanks a lot.
yes.
Yes, Mr. Ihab, please.
Hello.
Please, Mr. Yes, hello, Mr. Ihab.
Hello.
Ihab, go
Hello.
ahead.
Uh, I
Go ahead.
I think the wise finds solutions in every problem, and the unwise
Mhm.
finds problems in every solution. So we
Yes,
should be optimistic for finding solution for every problem. We
yes,
should know reason for this problem. Then we suggest the best solutions and select the best solution for the problems. I think we should be wise for developing for tackling with these problems, especially in the field of learning and teaching.
sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Can difficulties be facilitated? We are going now, before we answer this question, we are going to watch a video and we will have a discussion, and watch carefully, because we will have a discussion after watching this video and how they facilitate the difficulties. Let's watch. Enjoy watching. Now we come to our discussion. What's your opinion about this video? And how did they solve the problem of using the stairs and the moving ones? Which is more easier for us, the moving ones or the stable old stairs? Yes, Miss Reem, go ahead, start. Yes, Miss Reem.
Okay, normally it's the stable stairs or the electric stairs.
Yeah, is more
They choose
the electric stairs.
it's more comfortable.
Yes, sure.
But they changed maybe the way that people are thinking by giving them something funny.
Yes, this is
The
what they have
traditional
done.
or the ordinary shape of stair.
Yeah,
Yes, they
yeah,
change it into something funny and something
yeah,
enjoyable. So people
yes.
wanted to try it because it's something new and something interesting. So they
Interesting. Yes, yes,
to use the new one or the new stairs instead of the traditional one or the
sure.
electric one.
Yes, sure. I
Because
agree with you.
we
Thanks a
changed the
lot.
way.
That's the most important point you
Yes,
have said. Changing your ideas, changing your techniques, changing your activities in class can facilitate any problem, can help any child or any kid in our classes to enjoy our subject, to enjoy our language. So this is called the fun theory. The fun theory. It's actually can change difficulties and facilitate difficulties. Thanks a lot for all your ideas. Now
Can
we
I
come
add
closer to
something?
the... Yes, sure. Sure, Mr. Matt. Go ahead.
Uh, adding some fun for our activities or our techniques in our classes. I think it
Yes.
motivate our pupils to share, to practice, to understand, even the science one.
Yes, sure. Actually, you are right. Thanks a lot. Great idea.
Nice.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Uh, thanks. Now we come to the reading difficulties and reading skill. We come closer to them. What are the reading difficulties that can children face? Our children in class, our children in our classes, what difficulties can they face? Yes, Miss Alia. Yes, Miss Alia.
Okay. Dyslexia.
Yes,
Dyslexia
dyslexia. Sure.
is
Margaret.
a reading is a difficult.
Sure.
Is a learning.
Reading difficulty. Yes. Dyslexia. Actually, I agree with you. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Yes. Dyslexia. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I can hear you. Yes, you said dyslexia is one of the most
Dyslexia.
important difficulties, reading difficulties.
It's a special learning disability
what
or
do we call dyslexia يا جماعة?
that causes problem.
What do we call dyslexic person? Dyslexia makes the person see what?
Yes. Can you answer, Dr. Amal? What do
Mirror
dyslexic?
reading.
Yes, thank you.
Mirror reading.
Thanks.
Yes,
Mhm.
Thanks.
exactly like the ambulance. You know the ambulance.
Yes.
When you see
Yes.
the ambulance without the mirror, you see the word ambulance is written in a strange way, but you can read it
Yes.
perfectly from a mirror. This is a
Yeah.
dyslexic person.
Yes. Sure. Thanks a
Okay,
lot.
and the teacher can do anything, but he has to diagnose this and tell the parent in order to let the student go to the physician. We
Yes.
can't help the student with dyslexia. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. Sure. We can't neglect those children. They are intelligent enough, and we will see that. Yes, Miss Alia, you want to add something? Go ahead, Miss Alia. What other difficulties
Yes,
can we
Mrs.
face?
Liza.
Yes.
I talked about dyslexia.
Yes.
It's a problem with reading, writing, and spelling.
Yes, it
I
affects
think
all.
it may be mental, or maybe
Can I add something?
Yes, sure. Mr. Hussein, go ahead. Thanks, Ms. Alia.
I think
Yes, Mr. Hussein.
this reading comes from hesitation. The student hesitates. Also, he has some kind of word disorder. He don't know what's the comes the verb or subject. What comes after the verb, object or subject. He has some kind of word disorder. Also, there is a difficulty which is speed. He
Yeah.
can't read quickly, so he is
Yes.
frustrated. That's
Yes,
what I want
sure.
to add.
This is another problem. The reading rate is a difficulty, actually. Thanks, Mr. Hussein. How about Ms. Rania? You want to add something? Yes, please, Ms. Rania.
Yes,
Ms. Rania.
yes.
Yes, go ahead.
We have some difficulties, like slow reading speed. We have also poor comprehension when reading material, either
Yes.
aloud or silently.
Yes,
Omission
sure.
of some words while reading. This is also a
Yes.
difficulty.
Yeah.
Also reversal of words or letters while reading.
Yeah.
We have difficulty with decoding syllables or single words and
Sure.
associating them with specific sounds.
Sure.
Limited
Thanks.
sight
Perfect,
also.
perfect, perfect.
Actually, yes,
Sight
Marcus.
word vocabulary. Limited sight word
Yes.
vocabulary also is a difficulty for the child.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Rania. Marvelous. Thanks a lot. Yes, Ms.
Yeah.
Shayma.
There are some confusing letters like B and D,
Sure.
P and B.
Yes.
Some people find difficulty in reading them and also writing them, especially letter B and D in a small shape. They
Sure.
find difficulty in writing and reading them.
Yes, they mix them together.
Yes.
They can't read them well.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks a lot.
And also
Yes.
some words which have the same sound but the different meaning, like the word C and C. Got
Yes,
it?
sure. Yes.
Also. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Ms. Shayma. Yes, Ms. Reem. Ms. Reem, please. Ms. Reem. Ms. Reem, go ahead, Ms. Reem. Okay. Now, so you have mentioned a lot of the reading difficulties that we can have in our classes. Thanks a lot for your information. Reading difficulties and suggested solutions. Some reading difficulties is in reading typically involve difficulty with one or more of the following. Decoding, as you said, Miss Aya, I think. No, not Miss Alia, Miss Rania said decoding problem. Also, reading rate difficulty, as Mr. Hussein said. Reading comprehension, as Ms. Shema and as all of you have said. Thanks a lot. These are some of the most obvious problems we can face in our classes. First, we are going to start with the decoding difficulties. Decoding difficulties. As you have mentioned, Ms. Rania and our colleagues, difficulty with decoding is not acquiring the phoneme, grapheme that impairs a person's ability to read. So our students can't make a connection between the phoneme, the sound of the letter, and the grapheme, the shape of the letter. So there is a very big gap between the sound and the shape, the phoneme and the grapheme, and this impairs their ability to read. This impairs their ability to read. Do you agree with me? Agree?
Yes, yes.
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 Thanks. How would you feel now?
Can you give example? Sorry, get
Yes.
back to the previous slide. Can you get some example for that in order to make our colleagues very close to this meaning, to make the picture in their mind?
Yes,
Like
Miss
what?
Shayma Miss Shayma
Phonemiography.
have said something. Yes, Miss Shayma,
Yes.
give us a decoding
Example,
difficulty
please.
example. Miss Shayma or any other colleagues, examples of decoding difficulty. Miss Rania, Miss Shayma, you have said something.
I think I said the word C and the word C, C double
Yes.
SEE, and C, the word SEA, and
Yes.
also the confusing letters.
Can you give us a word?
Sorry?
Give
A
us a
word.
word. Give us a word containing
word?
this. Yes. Give us a word, only one word.
I said
C.
the word C.
She said
Like,
the word C.
For example,
C.
when we put sometimes when we put مثلا chemistry, how can we write chemistry? How can we
For
write
sure
it?
they
CH.
CH. And sometimes
Our
we
CH.
like teacher. You see?
Yeah.
How can we make this الفونيم والجرافيم؟ هنا الفونيم
Yeah.
اوكي واحنا عرفنا خلاص الساوند بتاع مع سي اتش could be ch. طب ازاي بقى في حتة تانية ك؟ You know, like
Yeah.
chemistry. This perplexing for the students. This is one of the most important problems that faces our students. We call them decoding. This is decoding related to phoneme and grapheme. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Something?
So we come. Yes, who is speaking? Mr. Hussein? Yes, sure.
I think decoding means the ability to sound out a word before writing it. For example, when a student writes city, he maybe writes it with S, not C.
With S.
I think what Dr. Amal said to S.
Sure. Yes,
I
because
got
he
a very complicated example because I know that you say مثلا for example C اللي هي يرى. ازاي هو بنقولها سي في حين ان احنا لما بنلاقي السي بنقول عليها كات. ده كان ده اكزامبل يعني فيري سمبل. بس انا جبت لكم ما بين الكيمستري وتشير علشان خاطر احنا بنقعد نحفظهم ان السي اتش يا جماعه هتنطق تش. خلاص هو عارفها.
يس.
فحطها في دماغه سي اتش تش. ازاي تروح في مره ثانيه جايه ك chemistry or مثلا philosophy ف PH او اصلا ما تتنطقش الف ما تتنطقش في الاول خالص. بالظبط كده زي psychologist حاجات زي كده. اتفضل.
بس حضرتك انا اقصد اللي هو السي اللي هي يرى والسي اللي هي بحر، يعني برضو بيحصل confusing ده اللي انا اقصده. مش السي اللي هي الليتر سي، لا انا اقصد الورد نفسها.
اسمه هوموفون. ده هوموفون. ده هوموفون. واخد بالك؟ هنا الاس هي اس بس ده هوموفون. الاثنين يبقوا نفس الساوند بس مش نفس السبيلنج.
بس
ده هوموفون. لكن اللي هي بتقول عليه ان انا اقول ايه السي اسمها سي بس انطقها كات.
يس.
ده بقى هنا بقى ونقعد نعلم فيه وبعدين تيجي تلاقيها سي سلندر. هاو كم انا هنا
electricity
او الكتريسيتي. ازاي انا اقولها هنا سي واشمعنى مع كات او كيبل او اي حاجه تانية الاقيها بقت دي برضو الديكودينج ده بيعمل بروبلم للستودنتس at that age. اتفضل.
Yes. Thanks a lot. Thanks my colleagues. How would you feel if you are a decoding difficulty pupil? You as a teacher now, you don't have any problems. But how do you feel if you have a decoding problem or a decoding difficulty as a pupil while you are a pupil? How would you feel? How would you feel? Can you share me some ideas? How would a decoding difficulty people feel? If you are, yes, Mr. Hussein, go ahead.
I
Yes.
think I may be to some kind happy because he tries but he can't. He
Happy?
tries to write
Will
but
he?
he can't. I as a teacher, guys,
If you.
remember the previous slide. يعني ميسا
Yes.
كانت يعني I like your presentation يعني لأن فيها coherent عالي جدا. عجبني قوي البرزنتيشن بتاعتك يا ميسا. ليه بقى؟ هي الأول قالت لك كلمة إيه؟ facilitating. وخلي بالك
Yeah.
برضو كلنا يعني نخلي بالنا إن إحنا بنقول على نفسنا facilitators. فلينك الword facilitation مع this question. How would you facilitate? In other words, how would you facilitate the problem for your student?
I write the word on the board. After that, I allow the student to write it. To means to know how to write and pronounce the word. How to write and pronounce at the same time. That's what I'll do.
Pronounce and write? Isn't that difficult for the student or the pupils at that age?
As he
I give him the
can't.
sound. I give him first.
Yeah.
I give him the sound of the letter.
Type.
Then
Think
after
about
that, I put the letter in a word.
yes. And they
After
can
that, I
circle it.
let him write the word and pronounce it more than once
Yes.
until he write it correctly.
Yes.
Okay, how would you feel now? My question, how would you feel if you are a decoding difficulty pupil?
I'll help him and guide him.
No, you. As a decoding difficulty pupil, you are now a child, a kid in the primary stage, and you have a decoding difficulty. How would you feel?
I feel frustrated.
Sure, that's what I
Because-
want. Yes.
Because I tried, but I failed.
Fail to solve the decoding problem, the phoneme and the grapheme, and you can't mix the letters and the sounds together. So you will feel frustrated, you will feel sad, you will feel disencouraged. This is how our students feel if they have a decoding problem.
lack of
Yes.
motivation.
Sure.
Yes.
Lack of
Great.
motivation.
Sure.
Mhm.
No motivation, no participation at all. To prove that,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, Ms. Shaima. To prove that, we are going to watch this video to be sure of the decoding difficulty student and to try to feel for him, because we are going to have a discussion afterwards. Enjoy watching.
Excuse me.
Turn to page 38, chapter 4, paragraph 3. We're going to mark adjectives today. That goes for you as well, Ishana Basti. Page 38, chapter 4, paragraph 3. Can I have your attention, Ishan? Ishan! I said page 38, chapter 4, paragraph 3. Read the first sentence and point out the adjectives. Page 38, Ishan. Adit Labba, just help the boy. Come on, the rest of you, look into your books. Read the first sentence and tell me what the adjectives are. Okay, come on. Let's all mark the adjectives together. Just read the sentence for me. Just read the sentence, Ishan. Silence. Speak in English.
The letters are dancing.
They're dancing, are they? Okay, Then read the dancing letters. Trying to be funny? Read the sentence loud and proper. I said loud and proper, Ishan. Loud and proper. Loud and proper. Stop it. Enough is enough. Get out. Get out of my class. Out. You want to leave as well? Who was laughing here? Who wants to follow him? I don't want to hear a titter in my class. Look at your books. Shameless boy. Open your books now. Who's going to tell me what the adjectives are? I don't want to start from this class. Yes. Come on.
Yes, my dear friends and colleagues. How do you feel about this decoding difficulty reader? He is a decoding difficulty reader. How do you feel while watching? Yes, Mr. Hussein. Yes.
Of course, he became frustrated. Most of his friends were laughing at him.
Yes.
He was out of the class. I think he will hate both of the subject and his teacher. He needs more motivation, more advice.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Mr. Hussein. How
My
we don't get your
clear?
voice? Yes, not much actually, not
clear?
much, Mr. Hussein. So we are going.
I say
We got,
he was dealt cruelly. He was dealt cruelly, unkindly.
yes, sure. Thanks a lot. Yes, Miss Alia. Miss Alia.
Yes, Mrs. Maisa. I feel sad. That's bullying. We can't as a teacher force any student to participate if he didn't want.
Sure.
That's
How about Miss? Thanks a lot. We feel sad for him. How about you, Mr. Ihab? How did you feel for this boy, Mr. Ihab?
Hello. I think he is a dyslexic student. He is distracted to the lesson, and the teacher can't engage him into the lesson. She tried by force to engage him, but he is distracted. He is unmotivated. She should understand the problem first. Then she tried then to solve it.
Sure. Thanks a lot. How about you, Miss Reem? How did you feel for this boy, Miss Reem?
Okay, Miss Maisa, I felt bad. I felt bad for this boy.
Sure.
This teacher, he has a difficulty,
our hearts,
and okay, this boy has a difficulty, and the teacher, instead of being a facilitator, as we said, she was just a dictator. She was screaming, she was shouting, she put him in a situation that was very embarrassing for him. And as you all of you said, he will not learn English anymore after this, because all of his students, his colleagues were laughing at him, and this was very embarrassing.
Sure.
And disappointing as well.
Yeah. Sure. Yes. Thanks a lot. Yes, Miss May.
He needs help.
He needs help. Sure.
Yes, Miss May,
he needs
welcome.
help. Yes, welcome. Hello.
Okay.
Hello, May.
Hello, Miss Maisa. Actually, I hate this way of teaching.
Sure.
This boy. The way of the teacher and the way of the colleagues are very bad, because the teacher keeps shout at him, the colleagues keeps laughed at him. How can he learn?
Sure.
How can he learn?
Sure. That's it.
Actually, I am frustrated. I'm frustrated.
Sure.
What about
Yes.
him? What
Yes.
about him?
Yes. That's what we feel while watching. How about him? He is in the difficulty. Thanks a lot, Miss May. So now I want you. Thanks for all your ideas, for all your thoughts. Thanks a lot. But I want to turn your mind to something. At the very beginning of the video, the child was looking out of the window. He is not with her. He is impaired. At the end of the video, when she asked him, he said a very important sentence that he gives the teacher a clue to his problem. Did you hear him when he said? Did you hear him? Did you hear him while he said his problem? While he defined his problem to his teacher, and she doesn't listen
Yes,
to him.
the letters
So,
are dancing. The letters are
sure.
dancing. Mm-hmm.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Shaima. At the very beginning, you said
Mm-hmm.
he saw the words in a mirror. You and Dr. Amal, you said he can't read because he can see the words in a mirror. He can't read well. Now he defined his problem to his teacher, but she doesn't care. She humiliated him. He said the letters are dancing. I can't read, but she can't understand him. So it's our role as a teacher to feel for our children, to feel for our kids, to consider them as our own children and help them to not to embarrass them. Embarrassing is devastating. You are killing. You are killing a soul. Actually, you are killing a human being. So we have to care for them, help them, facilitate their problem in a funny, good, acceptable, encouraging way. Thanks a lot. Now, we are not going to move anymore, actually, because it's prayer time. We are going to have, if you give me the chance, we are going to have a time for prayer, only 10 minutes. Now it's a 7:10. 7:20, we are coming to return back, please. 7:20, waiting for you. Okay?
Okay, Miss May.
Good idea. Thanks.
Thanks. Don't forget to pray for us, dua. I will for you, inshallah.
Inshallah. Sure.
Thanks a lot.
Inshallah. You deserve, my dear.
قلبي you deserve more and more and more. الله يجزاكي خير انت وكل الحبايب ان شاء الله. Thanks. Hello, dear colleagues. Hello, dear colleagues. Hello, dear friends.
Hello.
Miss Maisa.
Hello, this is 7:20. Shall we start? Shall we go ahead? Shall we go ahead? Shall we start? Yes. If you are here, please answer me or use the hand up icon so I can be able to know if you're here. Yes, Ms.
Yes, I'm
Shaima,
here.
thanks.
I'm here.
نور الدنيا كله. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Mr. Hussein, for being there on time. How about our friends? Yes, Ms. Reem, thanks. Okay. We will wait for another 2 minutes. Then we are going to start until our friends come, only 2 minutes. To give them a space of time.
Miss Maisa, sorry, I'm going to pray Aisha because it's time. Okay, and I come back again. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Shaima. It's a time for Aisha prayer in Kuwait. Thanks for being us from. We are honored. I'm honored. Thank you, Albi. Thanks. تقبل الله. Waiting.
Just 5 minutes.
Waiting, yeah. Thanks a lot. 1 minute left, and we are going to start, inshallah. Please, if you are here. Yes, Mr. Hussein, welcome. Welcome back.
May you record this session? Record
Sure.
it and upload it.
I'm recording from the very beginning, and we are going to upload it on the group, and I'm going to upload it on my own channel on YouTube.
Yes.
So you will have a copy, inshallah. Sure.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Hussein. Has everybody come? Shall we start? It's 7:23. Yes. Yes, Ms. Reem. Thanks for being there. Everybody comes. Everybody there? Shall we start?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's start. So we stopped at this video and we talked about the teacher. We said that the teacher was very aggressive. She can't understand her children. She can't understand her kids. She can't understand and deal with their problems. Even if the little child explains his problem, his difficulty in some few expressive words. He said, I can't read. The words, the letters are dancing. The letters are dancing. I can't read. How can I read dancing letters? And he is actually right. Decoding difficulty children see words and letters, also numbers are dancing in front of their eyes. They can't catch them. They can't read them. Okay? So we have to feel for our children. Listen for their description for their problems in an honest way. Thanks a lot. Let's move to the other point, to the another point. Here we come to our question, our main question. What is dyslexia from point of view? It's clear now. It's much clearer now. What is dyslexia? Yes, can I get some ideas? What is dyslexia? What is dyslexia? Use the hand up icon, please, if you want to share your ideas. Yes, Ms. Reem, go ahead.
Okay, Ms. Mike, we said that it's the difficulty to read, and as you said, the student sees the letters in a mirror or dancing, as they said. So he can't read. He can't put the letters and make connection between each letters together or words together. So he can't make words, he can't make sentences. He can't make proper utterance.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Ms. Reem. Yes, Ms. Alia.
Yes. Dyslexia is a learning disability that causes problem with reading, writing, and spelling. That's
very good. Very good. Thanks a lot. Anyone has got any ideas? Yes, Mr. Hussein, what is dyslexia from your point of view?
I think dyslexia is a learning difficulty, not a learning disability. There is a difference between difficulty and disability.
Disability,
I
sure.
think he can't read because he can't see well. So we must consult a doctor to solve this problem.
I don't think so, because reading a problem with sight needs like me, needs a glass. Some glasses will be fine, but for a dyslexic child, he doesn't need a glass to wear to read, because he said he can see well. He can see very well, Mr. Hussein. He said the letters are dancing. He can't catch the letters. The letters are moving in front of his eyes.
I mean, Miss Magda, we as a teacher can't help him. We as a teacher can't help him because he can't see well.
Are we sure we can't help a dyslexic child? Are you sure? We are not doctors.
Yes,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I think that
it's what?
Specialist. Specialist.
It's sorry.
I mean, it's not disability. It's some kind of difficulty.
A difficulty. So
It's
a
difficult for
difficulty
people.
can be facilitated, as we said before. We said any difficulty,
Yeah.
we can facilitate it. So it's not a matter of a doctor. Yes, we can have got a help from any doctor, but we as teachers can help and solve this difficulty or this problem.
What is the difference between disability and dyslexia?
Excuse me,
Okay,
Maisa.
Mr. Hussein, sure, go ahead.
Maisa, excuse me.
Yes,
I'd like to mention that dyslexia
sure.
is something that is happening inside the brain, and
Yes.
it's related to neuroscience. So we are, as teachers, we can facilitate some problems, but with dyslexia, we need a physician to work with the teacher and guide him how to facilitate. So this is important to make the parent aware, and the teacher
Yes.
can facilitate with the help of a physician,
Of,
and the
yes.
intermediate should be the parent.
Yeah.
And
The
it's
parent, the
according
teacher,
to the
and the
severeness.
physician.
Yes, according to the severeness of the dyslexic person. Some persons, as you said, a letters doesn't move that way to confuse him, and some others happen. So
Yeah.
the teacher can facilitate, but not a complete facilitation.
Sure. But can be a safe zone for the teacher, for the pupil. Can be a
Yes.
safe, encouraging zone. Even if
Yes.
you can't help anymore, you can't do anything, you don't know how to deal with such a problem, be a safe zone for him.
Yes. That in other words, not to neglect him because he is dyslexic, but we have to follow some procedures to support him. This
Also,
is
if you
the idea.
Yes, thanks a lot, Dr. Amal. Also, if you watch this Indian film about this child, you will recognize that he is a very innovative child, but he needs someone to understand and help him. And he got a good teacher, and he helped him, and he shows up his innovation. So watch the film, you will like it. Let's come to our question. What is dyslexia? As you said, dyslexia, there are different types of it. There are different types of it. But the most common type of it is phonological dyslexia, which affects the way students break words down into their components, into their component parts. So this phonological phoneme, as we said at the very beginning, a problem with a phoneme and a grapheme. The phonological dyslexia affects the way students break words down to their components. This has consequences for decoding in reading. They can't read well. Words are dancing, their letters are dancing, are moving, and they can't read. They can't spell, they can't write, and they have difficulties in reading, spelling, and writing. This is one part of one kind of dyslexia. We said phonological. Now we are going to watch this video for this Indian child, and tell me with this video another question. How would you feel if you have a dyslexic child like this in your class, and what is your role as a teacher? What is your role as a teacher if you can't know, if you don't know what to do? We should be a safe zone, as we said before, but watch, please.
A noun is a naming word, a pronoun is used instead of a noun, an adjective describes a noun, a verb describes the action of a noun, an adverb describes the action of a verb. A conjunction joins two sentences together, a preposition is used to describe the relationship between a noun and a pronoun, and an interjection is a word thrown in to express feeling. Have you got it, Mr. Ishan Nandakishore Avasti? Why? Why can't you? Idiot! Why can't you?
क्यों मैथ्स में हो अंडा क्यों रोज खाते डंडा
You're not pathetic and spelling all wrong. अक्षर जो नाचे क्या खाई है भांग? Idiot, डफर, lazy, crazy, idiot, डफर, lazy,
क्यों भाषा खराब क्यों ना देते जवाब
क्यों करती नहीं try? Why, but why can't you?
क्यों रहते फिसड्डी क्यों हैंडराइटिंग रद्दी क्यों होमवर्क अधूरा क्यों ध्यान नहीं पूरा
Idiot, duffer, lazy, crazy.
This child can drive anybody mad. Someone please call up his dad.
तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम क्या है बेटा?
मूर्ख शिरोमणि
क्यों नंबर ऐसे कम क्यों फेंकते नहीं साफ?
क्यों ज्योग्राफी में गोल बोल
डफर, दाहिने हाथ में 5.
Idiot.
Okay, my dear colleagues, what do you think about this video? How do you think about the teachers? How did they deal with his problem? Yes, Miss Reem, please.
Okay, Miss Maisa, I think they finished him before at the very beginning. Before he
Sure.
starts his life, they
Yeah.
finished. They put an end to his life.
Yes. Thanks a lot.
So
Thanks a lot.
they didn't motivate him. Yes.
Yeah. They finished his life. They killed his soul. Thanks a lot.
Yes. How will he learn after that? How will he love the school, love his subjects? He will not do any effort. He is very disappointed and frustrated.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Yes, Mr. Hussein.
I think the teacher was too cruel. He spoiled his education. He killed his soul. He made the child frustrated and disappointed to a great extent.
Sure. Yes. Actually, I agree with you all. Thanks a lot. So, what is our role as teachers if we have a decoding pupil in our classes? Yes, Miss Shayma, welcome back. Welcome back. Yes,
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I think this is the same pupil in the previous video. I think the teacher in his primary stage should deal with his problem through making a portfolio about his problem. Okay, and
again, please, Shayma.
I think through making a portfolio for him. Okay,
sure.
And write her notes and her observation about this pupil. Okay, and contact with his parents, and consult a specialist. Okay, to solve his problem. To solve his problem through some procedures, as the Dr. Amal said before. Okay, I think in the previous video he was in a primary stage. Here in this video he go to intermediate.
No, he
in
is
the
in
same
the same
stage?
stage. Yes, it's a film, Shayma. It's
So-
an Indian film, and it's the same year, the same scholar year. And the teachers
Okay,
are different. Every teacher is different. The math teacher, the
Yes.
yes. A lot of different
I
teachers.
saw if the teachers of these pupils meet together and discuss his problem, I think they will find a creative solution for his problem.
Sure. I liked your portfolio idea. Actually, yes, that's what international schools do. Every student has a portfolio. They have every year to write in it and to send a comment to their children, to their parents, and maybe ask a physician to solve his problem and to know what are the steps to solve these problems. Thanks a lot, Ms. Sheba.
Let me ask you a question. When you discuss the problem of a child or a student and try to solve it, what do you call yourself?
Facilitator.
Yes.
Facilitator, a supporter.
Discussing,
helper.
sitting with the doctor, sitting with parents, sitting with the child himself to know his problem. What do you call yourself?
زي الأخصائي الاجتماعي in English. I don't know what that's called, but the teacher has some role with him.
No,
Actually,
there is a word that is used overseas.
We are fighters.
So you're passionate. You're passionate about
Passionate,
teaching.
yes.
So you have to be passionate teacher to look forward, look after your children and students. And I'd like to ask you more questions. Do you think that dyslexic persons are idiot or stupid?
No, sure. I'm not going to answer.
Sure.
Yes, your
sure.
turn.
No. Can you mention one name of the famous scientist who was
Einstein. Einstein.
Yes, it's
Einstein
and Margaret Thatcher.
Sure. Wait, Miss Shaima, you are going to burn my workshop.
ماليش دعوة دكتور أمان.
I think Edison, Dr. Amal. I think
Edison. Edison.
I think Edison, yes.
Einstein.
A lot.
Pablo Picasso. يعني كل دول
Yes.
Pablo Picasso.
Agatha Christie. Is a dyslexic.
Agatha Christie, yes.
Sure.
So
they are innovative.
You're perfect teachers, by the way. You're perfect.
Thanks a lot.
Go ahead to your lecture يا ميساء. فعلا يا ميساء wonderful والله wonderful lecture. تفضل.
حبيبتي. Thanks a lot. عيونك الحلوين يا قلبي. Thanks. Mr. Hussein, you want to add something?
I think the teacher should be more patient. He should consult his parents, his father and mother. Also, he should consult a specialist to put an end to such a problem. The teacher mustn't work alone. He should consult both his parents and a specialist. That's what I meant at first.
At the school, we have a specialist, a social specialist, أخصائي اجتماعي. We have to ask him for help because he studied these psychological difficulties and he can help us as teachers. Sure, thanks a lot. Yes, Miss Alia.
Yes, Miss Tyson. First, I like the music.
Like the what? Sorry, the
music, the song.
Sure. It's expressive.
This teacher unqualified to solve students' problem. All teachers in your videos are bullying.
Idiot. Stupid.
Yeah. And students in class. Yes, and the student in class.
Yes.
So,
the student.
So we as a teacher, we mustn't do that. We must solve our students' problem. Sure. We must hear them. We must sit with them. We must hear them. We must sit with them and find their strengths.
Yes, and empower it, increase it, highlight it.
Miss Maisa, can I add something also?
Sure. Thanks, Miss
If
Aliya.
the
Yes, Miss Shaima.
if the if the pupils love their teachers, I think they will obey their instructions.
Sure.
So
They will. Yes.
we as a teacher we should be kind for our students to understand their problems, to not
Feel
just
for
as
them.
dealing, yes, feel for them, and put put them ourselves
On their
in
shoes.
their shoes. Yes,
Sure.
yes.
This is my
Okay.
question at the very
Not.
beginning when I told you if you are a dyslexic child, how would you feel?
Mhm.
That's the connection between the very beginning to until now. So we are coming one by one, step by step, to understand the feelings of our students. How did they feel? How did they react? Why did they do so? So sure, we have to feel for them. Yes, Miss Alia. Thanks, Miss Shaima.
Welcome.
Miss Ihab. Yes,
Mr. Ihab.
Mr.
Hello?
Ihab. Sorry, Mr. Ihab. Go ahead.
Okay. The teacher should be like a father-like person to the student. He should have pity on him, because this dyslexic students should be treated in a special way to solve in order to solve their problems. Every school should have a specialist for difficulties of learning, so he can solve it in the future. This kind of teachers have the ability to solve this problem because they are well trained about it.
Yes, yes, and they don't know he is in a problem. He has a difficulty. They can't understand this, and they didn't ask for help. Yes, Miss Alia, come again. Yes, thanks, Mr. Ihab. Thanks, Mr. Ihab.
Thank you.
Great ideas.
Thank you.
Yes, Miss Alia.
By the way, yes. We in AlAzhar Sharif, we train the teacher, but in India, they didn't do that. By the way, I need to, I, I need to remember you that we make a boycott for India for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And this video, I think it's from India.
Yes, Indian film, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we doing a boycott. We doing a boycott for India boycott.
Yeah.
For Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That's all.
Thanks. But I don't get your idea when you said that, we are here in Egypt and AlAzhar Sharif caring for our children and kids, and there in India they don't. I don't get. I'm not sure.
They didn't train teachers.
Training. They are training teachers. How did you know they are not training their teachers?
Teachers are not qualified.
Those teachers.
They are not qualified. Those teachers.
Not everyone is having. Yes, sure. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Yes. Finish your point, Salia.
Not in all India, sure, but
yes, that's it.
This
that's it. I want to tell you something, that some teachers here in AlAzhar in Egypt and all over the world got the most highest kind of education, of certification, of practice, but they can't deal with their children in classes. We are different. So we are making these workshops and these practice courses to highlight this information, to feel for our children and help them. Maybe you are a beginner teacher, a co-teacher, but you have the feeling of caring for others. caring for children, caring for you. So it's not a matter of countries. It's a matter of hearts, of souls, of feelings, of trying to help. That's it. Thanks a lot, Miss Alia. Now we come to, thanks a lot. We come to the other side that Miss Amal, Dr. Amal was asking about, are they innovative? Sure, they are innovative. Do you have any examples of famous dyslexic characters? Yes, we said that number one is Einstein. He is a scientist, a physics scientist, a physician, and this is Agatha Christie. She is a great adventure story writer, and this is for sure, you know her, you remember her. This is Margaret Thatcher, the previous prime minister in Britain. All those persons were dyslexic, and they are innovative. They reached the highest positions in their countries. So if you have a dyslexic child in your class, maybe he is a scientist, he's going to be a scientist, and you are neglecting him. You are losing a scientist in your country. You are making our country losing. If you have a dyslexic child or a decoding child in your class, maybe he's going to be a playwright or a story writer like Agatha Christie. So we are losing, and our country is losing. Maybe he will be a prime minister like Margaret Thatcher. So they are all dyslexic, and they hold the highest position in their country and all over the world. Mr. Ihab, you want to say something? Sorry.
Yes, Edison was a great inventor. At the early age, the school fired him from school because he was a dyslexic student. But her mother accepted him and taught him. After he was deaf. After he invented the light bulb, and he opened the books of his mother and find his marks at school. So he discovered that he was a dyslexic, and his mother solved this problem for him, and he became the best inventor in the history. Something I would mention here. When he tried to invent the light bulb, he tried 77 trials in failure. Number 78, he achieved to light the bulb. So after that, he light all the world by his great invention.
Great word. He enlightened the whole world. Actually, he enlightened the whole world and all our lives. We can't live without electricity now. Internet is electricity, television, computer, everything depends on electricity, depends on his enlightenment. Allah alik. Thanks, Dr. Mr. Thanks. Ms. Shayma.
I will add a small point, please, Ms. Maisa.
Yes, sure.
If the teacher should accept their pupils' differences. If they accepted their differences, they will help them how to deal with their problems, even in designing the activities in the classes.
In classes.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Great.
If I know the differences between among my pupils, I will design my activities which will suit each one.
Sure.
Yes, and even in giving instructions, we should give them. We should make differentiation between them, differentiated in instructions to help our pupils.
Allah alayki. Thanks a lot, Ms. Shayma. Sure. We should take care of individual differences. This is a very important matter, individual differences. And Dr. Amal, I hoped to have a session about individual differences in this course, but we didn't.
لا إن
للأسف.
شاء الله we can arrange it. We can arrange
Yeah.
it. This is the
I have a
workshop.
workshop about
No,
it. I have a
but I
workshop.
need some of you to register the topics in
Yes.
order to select from them. We need to make like list
Inshallah.
and choose from them.
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
Thanks a
So
lot.
please,
Yes.
please يعني include your workshop today and the suggested one إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. بإذن الله.
And يعني it seems that like you are ending, but I'd like to nominate Dr. Mai. Right, Dr. Mai with us?
Yes, Dr. Amal, I'm with you.
Okay. So your session will be next, بس بلاش Saturday because I have another workshop at 8. So we can make it Sunday or Monday. For Dr. Mai to present hers. What's your topic gonna be, Dr. Mai?
Okay, actually, I'm still thinking.
Okay, surprise.
But, do you have any suggestions?
Not a problem. You can put the topic before the session. And we are waiting. يعني you can put it مثلا 2 days before the session for our colleagues if they want to read or search the net before the session.
Yes.
And then after Dr. Mai will be Ms. Nabila. Okay? Okay. Now let's give the ground for Maisa to continue her session. Go ahead, Maisa.
Thanks. Thanks,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Amal.